I'm here with Gail Stoner, and she's going to show us around. Let's start with the doorknobs. Gail, what type of doorknobs do you have here? Some of these curves and colors really kind of complement and contrast with the start. The difference is in the details when you're refinishing an older home. So be on the lookout in attics, garage sales, and salvage yards, and take your home from a work in progress to a vintage masterpiece. A friend of mine asked me recently, what is mid-century modern? Well, it's a design movement that was going on in the middle of the century, from about the 1930s to the 1960s. Industrial designers, architects, and engineers were experimenting using slim and sleek line design. I'm here at the Orange Furniture Showroom in Los Angeles, California with Angie Zupan. This showroom is spectacular.
Thank you, Cindy.
You've done such a great job here. Can you tell me a little bit about what you have going on?
Sure. Orange is about good design and mixing it up. So taking a mid-century modern piece and mixing it with a European and creating your own style with that eclectic look.
I love it, and I absolutely love the lighting. I love using candles and lights for just about any occasion, whether it's the holidays or a dinner party. And this year, I am crazy about luminaries. I've discovered 3 different ways that you can use luminaries in your home. The first and most basic type are the paper bag luminaries. You want to take your paper bag and add about 1 to 2 cups of sand, and then place a tea light with a metal cup into the sand. Be very careful with the paper bag luminaries. They should never be left unattended. The second type of luminary is one in which you etch designs into terracotta pots with a tile cutting bit. This is for the person who doesn't mind a little elbow grease and isn't afraid of a power tool. I use this Dremel 300 tool to etch designs and letters into these terracotta pots. With a little patience and determination, I was able to create these fun terracotta luminaries. Now I love this. Kravitt and Windsor Smith have gotten together to give us an updated look on blue and brown. We're here at the Karen Allweil studio where they're doing reclaimed and recycled furnishings. And I'm here with Jane Allweil, who's going to tell us a little bit about this setting here. And here at the Hapter Barrett showroom, you'll find everything you want that's modern, from the Macassar ebony table to the funky lights. And I hope you've enjoyed your sneak peek into the trends for 2009.
We are using a manually operated shade that comes to us from a mail order catalog.
This is really easy.
Well, there it goes.
There we go.
But there's really nothing to it.
I know.
All right, well, thank you for the help, and I'll let you get back to the rest of the windows.
Thanks. We're here with landscape designer Elaine Walston, and we've collaborated on coming up with some ideas for a children's garden.
Yeah, when we look at this space, actually is Houston's corner. Maybe we can create a small children's gardens right here.
Yeah, it's a nice cozy little area, and then with the scale, we also made everything nice and low and at their eye level. And here we've got some tools hanging where they can just reach up and grab their own tools. And then we went into the fun part, the colors. So we sort of exploded this area with lots of fun, bright, cheerful colors. So I hope this inspires those of you at home to create a children's garden for that child in your life. And think about scale, safety, and color, but most importantly, have fun with it. I'm on the lookout for some vintage kitchen accessories. I've got my coffee and my backpack, so let's head in. I've walked around this entire flea market and I think I've finally found the perfect booth. Let's go in. I was inspired by this cherry blossom that I found at a craft store. So what I did first is I took the cherry blossom and I actually just traced it on the craft paper. You don't really need to do anything exact, but make sure the lines are very simple. We're going to cut it out. And you just want to make some nice, clean, straight cuts. And then it'll end up looking like this. Okay, so now for the fun part, we're going to put the stencil on the stairway and start applying the paint. I use latex water-based paint, and you don't want to have it too wet. You just want to have a little bit of a dry brush here and start to paint inside the stencil. And again, it's not an exact science, which is why you're using a stencil. It's quite forgiving, actually. And this would be a fun project to do with your family members, the kids, or your roommates, or your spouse, or neighbors, grandparents. It's just a lot of fun, and there's really no wrong way to do it. Everyone could be on a different step doing some different shapes and sizes of the silhouette. So using stencils is a low-cost, very fun way of putting a signature look in your home. Have fun.
And nobody shares her creative talents better than my friend Cindy O'Reilly. How you doing, Cindy?
Hey Lou, nice to see you.
What are you working on?
Oh, I'm actually having a lot of fun. I'm etching some glass designs that we're going to put into this wine cabinet. I've been using this flex shaft attachment with the Dremel 300 series, and it makes it super easy and fast and fun.
You're right. When you have to do fine detail work, this really gives you the flexibility to kind of get in there and do it.
Lou, another creative project that's very popular is to make jewelry, and we can do this with the Dremel 300 series.
Wow, it's beautiful. What is it?
Well, it's polymer, and it's actually a clay, which I've pre-baked, and we made it into these little discs.
So I had some furniture lying around and I've been experimenting. Let me show you how it's done. So with those few easy steps, you can get that high gloss look and give your home a pop of color.